This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.
Concerns raised on stagnant wages. Rural Airstrips Agency aims to establish 500 rural airstrips. And Education Department allowed to use checks after deadline. A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for joining us. Inflation has hit the economy at an unprecedented level, yet wages for workers remain stagnant, which has prompted concerns from the National Capital District Commission Workers' Union. The union is taking a different approach to address such to help workers struggling in these tough economic times.
Since the turn of many events that includes COVID-19 and the war have had a tremendous impact to the lives of ordinary citizens. Inflations have hit the ceiling at an unprecedented level, as it has been seen on the shelves of shops where the prices of goods have increased significantly, yet workers' wage rate remains static, which prompted concerns from the union.
At the same time, look at pathways to create revenue for our taxpayers, our members, our union members. Hey, for too long, we've all suffered badly under these economic conditions. We've really suffered badly. The inflation level has hit the roof, but the salaries of every taxpayer has stagnated. It has not increased. And there's no compensation between the salary levels and the inflation levels. Price of goods in the shops are astonishingly high. 20 kina doesn't have that buying power anymore. Even 100 kina doesn't have that buying power. So what are the alternatives left for taxpayers, our union members? We have to search deep into the law and find out that there is a window of opportunity for us.
This situation has prompted the union to look at other alternatives to help workers to survive through this economic tough time, one of which is to tap into business activities, and all workers and non-members of the union have been urged to participate.
Under the Industrial Organizations Act 1962, Section 28, 29, 30 and 31 allows a union body to engage in business arm, to engage in revenue-generating activities. Our plan is to create revenue activities, to create revenue streams for our members to have additional funding to their families. And in that way, we can evolve. In more advanced societies like America, England, and Australia, their union bodies own businesses, they own supermarkets, they own trains and transports. All the unions in this country don't own any business.
The National Capital District Commission Workers' Union held a conference this evening to look deeper into this and urged the public and interested individuals and other unions to participate. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
The National Capital District Commission Workers' Union has chosen to restructure the organization and adopt a new constitution and strategic plan that is dynamic and focuses on strengthening the financial thresholds for the organization. This was announced by the president of the organization, Matthew Bai, in Port Moresby recently.
The union executives under Bai-Kera administration, they have taken this initiative to incorporate welfare and social action programs to support members in that space, which is described to be a crucial and innovative approach. The union is adamant to set precedents for alternative labor providence reward system and benefits, highlighting that taxpayers deserve some form of recognition. The union have identified some of the issues that affect the workers both in the private and public sectors that have issues with borrowing of money to sort out other associated issues and have come up with a concept to address this. The union looks forward to foster collaboration with employers to address issues affecting the workers in a more reliable and secure way.
Commission Workers Union, we are now on the belief that the narrative must be changed, and the employer be viewed as a partner in exchanging labor for remuneration. Hence, remove all forms of deception and fallacy. At this point, our paramount objective is to consolidate and promote and improve working relationship, like partners in progressing organizational objectives and collectively addressing everyday problems. No hostility is needed in any organization. We must break tradition in order to evolve and establish new parameters of operating to complement and enhance the object of the employee organization that we work with. We must remove all forms of hostility and create dialogue and bipartisan tables and platforms for resolutions to problems.
The union also looks into business activities to create business arms to improve and strengthen its financial thresholds for its members. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
The Rural Airstrips Agency aims to establish 500 rural airstrips by 2027. This was revealed at the launch of its first 5-year corporate plan yesterday evening at the APEC House, Port Moresby. The launching was officiated by Prime Minister James Marape and Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation, Walter Schnoebelt.
Having achieved a decade of service delivery, RAA Chief Executive Officer Kim Opiti affirmed that RAA can make lasting impact on the aviation landscape of rural PNG, leaving no communities behind and reaching one airstrip at a time, and by 2027, the agency can reach 500. Chairman of Board of Directors, RAA Stephen Charles-Wett, highlighted two statement positions that RAA wants to align with the government's draft aviation policy.
A position statement that the RAA wants to align with the government on, and that's a statement that rural airstrips are critical to the integrated transport network of PNG and the future social and economic development of the country. Now, RAA wants to position ourselves, and it's detailed in this corporate plan that's been released today, to align to support the government in achieving that policy and implementing that policy. The second thing that's ahead for the future of the Rural Airstrip Agency is for it to become a government authority, for the right legislation to be put in place and to work with the government in transitioning what's currently a public-private partnership into a government authority that will take responsibility for overseeing rural airstrip and supporting rural aviation.
Minister Schnoebelt, in his keynote speech, said RAA 5-year corporate plan has holistically captured the importance of Connect PNG in the aviation space.
RAA's corporate plan was very ambitious, but it hasn't deviated from the 2050 plans that we have, and more importantly, the medium-term development plan number 4. And I stand here as your minister responsible to commit and support you 100% all the way. I would like to stand here as well and echo the sentiment that the chairman mentioned in relation to converting RAA into authority. Soon after you said that, the Prime Minister looked at me and shook his head, and I responded, shook my head, and I would like to stand here and give you my commitment to try and bring this authority status to RAA.
Malinta Yopolo, National Emtv News.
Moses Mondoa, the Director for Rural Airstrip Agencies, on behalf of the 80% of the population who live in the rural communities, requested that the government invest in rural airstrip agencies so that places accessible only by planes can be reached. He made this request at the launching of the RAA 5-year corporate plan yesterday evening at APEC House, Port Moresby.
Mondawa hails from Malumanda, Angoram district in Isipik province, a place that is only accessible by planes, expressed the importance of rural airstrips.
When we wanted to have a complete connect of the rural Papua New Guinea, the government needs to invest in the rural airstrips rural airstrip agency, so that we can go to these places.
Minister Snowbelt revealed that 10 million have been allocated to RAA for next year 2024 budget appropriation and have asked the Prime Minister to invest more for better connection to rural communities through the aviation space.
And if we could allocate a little bit more so we can get our rural peoples connected, that would be great. Prime Minister, I know you got the heart of this nation. You're carrying it around, it's in there, it's in your chest. This is one way we can connect PNG in the aviation space. Getting our people in the rural areas access to goods and services elsewhere. And obviously, we've mentioned already, health can ride on the back of that. Education can ride on the back of that. But we need those accessibility to happen.
Snowbelt affirmed its 100% support and commitment to RAA's 5-year corporate plan as minister responsible. Malinta Yopolo, National Emtv News.
During the 8th edition of the Pacific Defense Ministers meeting, PNG Defense Minister Win Bakri Daki had the opportunity to speak with French Minister of the Armed Forces Sébastien Lerconu. The meeting was significant in terms of the country's bilateral cooperation, especially 1 year after the signing of the Status of Force Agreement between France and PNG.
The South Pacific Defense Ministers meeting in New Caledonia recently has strengthened the framework of bilateral cooperation in the fight against illegal, undeclared and unregulated fishing, where France is an unusual stakeholder as member of the Pacific Quad, with Australia, New Zealand and the US working with the Pacific Islands Forum Fisheries Agency. Thanks to the letter of intent signed by the two defense ministers in Noumea, France and PNG are taking a significant step forward, allowing both countries to better protect their exclusive economic zones. During their talks, Minister Lerconu presented to his PNG counterpart the project of a Pacific Academy, inspired by French President Emmanuel Macron. With it, France will multiply by 6 the number of trainees from South Pacific countries welcomed in New Caledonia. This approach aims to meet PNGDF's training needs in coordination with all SPDMM member states. The modernization of equipment provided by the French military programming law will also be used throughout the region: patrol boats, drones, and satellites. To better face the consequences of climate change together, the ministers agreed on the need to develop innovative and affordable tools. In this context, they discussed drones and maritime surveillance solutions from space. France is happy to work alongside PNG to study all the aspects of potential cooperation and will consider any needs expressed by PNG on this. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. Following a report from one of the daily newspapers misleading the public regarding power outages to be experienced during the Christmas period, PNG Power Limited, in a statement released yesterday, gave assurances that electricity services will continue into the festive season.
PNG Power Limited ensures that all operation teams throughout the country are working during the festive season to ensure power supply is maintained, and any unplanned outages will be attended to and restored immediately. The PNG Power team recognizes Christmas as significant for families and will ensure that everyone enjoys this period with minimal power interruption. Acting CEO Nehemiah Neris said if there are any outages during this time, vital information on this will be communicated to all customers through PPL's social media platform. In the meantime, PPL is working closely with Treasury and Finance departments to resolve outstanding electricity bills owed by the government, highlighting that there's positive feedback from these two government agencies. It has been revealed that the government intervention through Kumul Consolidation Holdings has directly improved reliability in the Port Moresby grid. Adding on, PPL is encouraged by the Maraperoso government's funding of 2 million kina in the 2023 supplementary budget, enabling critical maintenance and rehabilitation works to be carried out in the Port Moresby grid. PPL remains confident in its stance to supply electricity to customers and people across the country during this festive season. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
The Bank of Papua New Guinea has given the green light to the Education Department for the use of checks after December 31st, 2023. Education Department Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra, in a statement released yesterday, has acknowledged the BPNG for the positive feedback after the department wrote and requested to use checks after the proposed dates.
The Secretary for Education, Dr. Uke Kombra, has thanked and commended the Bank of Papua New Guinea for the positive response to the department's request to continue to issue checks after 31st of December 2023. The Bank of PNG had announced in April this year that from close of business on the 31st of December 2023, private sector checks will not be accepted for payment by commercial banks and financial institutions in PNG. Any private sector checks presented after 31st December 2023 will not be honored. This means Education Department checks will still be received by individuals, institutions or companies for the payments of services rendered after 31st of December 2023, which will be honored and payment processed by the banks. The department had written to the Department of Finance and Treasury about its challenges to accommodate the policy on electronic payments, and upon presentation of its challenges to the National Payments Council, the BPNG wrote to the Secretary allowing it to continue to issue private sector checks. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
Continuing his support to education in the Western Highlands province, Governor of the 40 province, Wairapa, has committed a total of 10 million kina for the tuition fee subsidy program for 2024. The program will officially roll out on the 17th of December 2023. The lodgement of applications will close on the 16th of February 2024.
The previous year, Governor Rapa gave 5 million kina to the tertiary students to cater for their tuition fees. A total of 2,237 students attending 45 tertiary institutions around the country benefited from the funds allocated for school fee program. Coordinator for the program, Elton Kewa, says all the students have been asked to meet 8 requirements in order for them to benefit from the subsidy. Kewa says as a way of assisting parents in the province, Governor Rapa has added another 5 million kina to make it a total of 10 million kina for the school fee program alone.
We all know that the Western Highlands province does not have natural resources, but the province has been run through human resource, which the governor is looking through it. And the main aim for the governor is to promote quality irrigation in the province.
Kewa continued that students are the backbone of the province and Governor Rapa is very much committed to supporting the students. Kewa further detailed that students must present their valid school ID cards to collect the biodata form from the education team. Those without ID cards will not receive the student biodata forms. Each successful applicant will receive a total of 2,000 kina each to help them with the tuition fee for the coming year. According to the committees, the university students will have to collect the forms at the Mara House car park, while for the colleges, they have to collect the forms at the Queen's Park. Governor Rapa highlighted when he first became the governor of the province, one of his priority areas was education, and he will continue to do that.
Education, only through education, we will change this province and the lives of our students and the future of this country.
The application will be lodged manually and not online. The subsidy does not cover private schools, but only for those that attend government tertiary institutions. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
Pacific Fisheries ministers have called for consideration and action on fisheries resources in the United Nations framework on climate change. This was revealed at the recent COP28 summit as the world's biggest and healthiest tuna stocks face potential depletion because of climate change.
Pacific Oceans Commissioner Dr. Philemon Manoni made the call to large carbon-emitting countries in a panel discussion at the Moana Blue Pacific Pavilion at the recent COP28 conference hosted by the United Arab Emirates. The discussion was organized by Marshall Islands and newest ministers of Natural Resources and Commerce, John Silk and Mona Ainu, Kiribati's Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources Development, Rabinata Ka-Awira, and Tonga's Minister for Fisheries, Lord Fohe, and Forum's Fisheries Agency, focusing on challenges and responsibilities faced by Forum Fisheries Agency's 17 member nations, who do not only produce a third of the world's tuna, but have successfully managed their major tuna stocks, the healthiest stocks of big eye, yellowfin, albacore, and skipjack in the world. Newest Minister for Fisheries Moana Ainu said even though the Pacific contributes little to carbon emissions and has placed measures to address climate change, there is need for good commitment and action from large carbon-emitting nations. The latest scientific advice revealed that 20% of tuna is predicted to move from the Pacific Islands' exclusive economic zones into high seas. However, if the temperatures are kept below 1.5 degrees, the migration of tuna stocks would be about 3%. It is also predicted that tuna migration to higher waters would be problematic for the Pacific, which earns at least $40 million from selling fishing licenses and can impact food security for the people who depend on nearshore fishing. Pacific Island countries depend heavily on tuna for its national revenue and food security. FFA Director General Dr. Manu Tupou Rusen said the loss of biomass would significantly affect national revenues, underlining that the total government revenue in 2022 was around $480 million. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. National Emtv News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Papua New Guinea National Rugby League competition is proud to announce the 2024 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup draws. The 12-team competition will kick off on the weekend of the 13th to the 14th of April. The season will witness the return of Wagitumbe after a one-year absence. There will be 108 matches in the 18 regular rounds, with the top 6 clubs featuring in the final series, commencing on 25th August and the grand final set on 15 September at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Excitingly, fans will not need to wait long to see the grand final replay between premiers EPG Engamioks and the runner-up Bintango Gorokalahanis, scheduled in a round 4 clash in Goroka. PNG NRLC General Manager Laith Isaac expressed his excitement for the 2024 season, stating that the challenges faced in the 2023 season is something they are looking to work on so that similar mistakes are not repeated in 2024. PNG RFL CEO and PNG NRLC board member Stanley Hondina described getting to this point before Christmas and releasing the competition draws for the 2024 season demonstrates the importance of the competition, clubs and sponsors and the broadcasters as they prepare for season 2024. 2024 season will showcase the skills of some of the best domestic players across the country in a season that will see some of the very best crown the winner in September 2024. Meanwhile, the board and management of the PNG RFL would like to wish all participating clubs in season 2024 and those that competed this year a very Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year 2024. PNG RFL and PNG NRL says they are looking forward to the new year and new season as some of the best skills and talents will be on display as PNG witnesses some of the best players from various teams across the country as they play and represent their teams, and not forgetting their fans and supporters who have always supported their teams and individual players. CEO Stanley Hondina has urged players and supporters and the 12 franchises to take extra care during this festive period and looks forward to working with each club in 2024. Still on Rugby League, one of the biggest and fastest growing off-season Rugby League competition in Port Moresby, the NCD Governors Cup, supported by NCD Governors Boris Pakop, has come to the end of its first week of competition, with this weekend being the first. Attracting more than 60-plus teams from around the city, youths in various suburbs in the nation's capital have been attracted by the competition, witnessing both men's and women's division. One of the aims behind this competition is to keep youths away from causing illegal activities. President of the tournament, Billy Aki, says the competition has grown from strength to strength since its inception in 2007. The competition has also produced some of PNG's very own representatives who now represent PNG at the international stage, the National Rugby League, and up to the Kumuls in the past. The NCD Governors Cup is played in various parts of the city. Chukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Chukai Sports.
That ends Chukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Chukai Sports. Chukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with possible showers. Daru, partly cloudy with few showers. Kerama, cloudy periods with a chances of few showers. Alotau, partly cloudy with few showers. Popondetta, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Looking at the Momasa region, Lake City, partly cloudy with few showers. Medang, cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Looking at the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Keveng, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopen Rabaul, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, a shower or two with possible thunderstorms. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka and Kundiawa, cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 16th of December, 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.